Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome inside the athletic fields at Milford High School as Milford TV is happy to bring you coverage of Scarlet Hawks athletics. This is Tim Coet once again on the call for Milford TV as we get set to bring you our first girls soccer action of the season as we continue on in this 2016 fall sports campaign. And today your Milford Lady Scarlet Hawks are taking on the Davenport Division rival Stoughton Lady Knights. And for Milford, this 2016 season got off to a good start here at home. A 2-1 victory over non-conference rival Hopedale. It's been a little bit more of a struggle since then. Shut out in back-to-back games, tough losses to King Philip and Franklin. A home loss to King Philip 3-0 back on the 9th, and then a 4-0 defeat on the road against Franklin before managing to come away with a 1-1 draw against Taunton in their most recent matchup. That came back on September 15th. So a 1-2-1 record overall on the season for the Lady Hawks. And meanwhile, for the Stoughton Lady Knights, it has been a much more difficult start to this season. This is a Stoughton program that has been looking to rebuild over the last couple of seasons, and they have gotten off to a very rocky start to 2016, 0-3 on the year, and suffering lopsided defeats in each of those games. They opened the year at home with an 8-0 loss to Oliver Ames. They followed that up with a 2-0 shutout at the hands of Attleboro, and then in their most recent matchup on September 16th, a 7-1 loss at home against Mansfield. So goals allowed have been a major problem for the Stoughton Lady Knights so far this season. 17 goals allowed so far through just 3 games. So an opportunity for this Milford offense to really start to flex their muscles, as they have only scored a grand total of 3 goals so far through their first 4 games of the season. So a Davenport Division matchup for you this afternoon. Again, it is Milford taking on Stoughton. We expect the kickoff to take place right around 4 o'clock this afternoon as the two teams continue to prepare down on the field. So we will step away. We will have the beginning of the first half when we come back next. Stay tuned to coverage of Milford High School athletics right here on Milford TV.
Ready? On 3, Milford. Nice and loud. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Milford!
And welcome back inside the Milford High School athletic fields. The Stoughton Lady Knights controlling the opening kick of this Davenport Division girls soccer showdown. Milford taking on Stoughton. And again, as we mentioned in our open, Milford overall on the season 1-2-1. They are 0-2-1 within league play, as Nicole Dahlgren steps up from the defense looking for the clear. But Stoughton on the attack. Stoughton really hoping to start strong in this one. Their offense has been very difficult to come by, and defensively, they've been letting up a whole lot of goals in the early stages of this season. Already now just 3 games deep, 17 total goals allowed. But here, attacking inside the box, but unable to control, and that one crosses the goal line out of play. A good look early on from Stoughton, who looks to be beginning this one with a good level of intensity. That was Amelia Cochran all alone in front of the net, but could not control the ball, and now a goal kick for the Lady Hawks. It is the junior Caitlin Moore in net for Milford this afternoon. Now here's Kristen Franzini with a step on the defense. Has to rush the shot and rolls it slowly on net. No problem for Emma Harrington, the junior on the Stoughton side, to make the scoop. Milford now boots it back in deep down into the near corner. Racing into the vicinity is number 6, Juliana France, one of the dynamic freshmen to make this varsity squad for Milford this year. When I had the opportunity to talk to head coach Jay Mastay prior to the start of the season, saying he had 6 freshmen make the varsity squad this year, he expected just about all of them to see a lot of playing time as the year went along. Juliana France, one of the goal scorers in the early days of this season. Here she is in the play once again. And now stepping in is Rachel LeBlanc, the junior. She sends it back downfield up in the area occupied by Kristen Franzini. Early stages of this first half action, and again, we want to welcome in everyone who has chosen to live stream our coverage today. Here's an opportunity for Milford on the far side. Taking the shot was Francesca Shippard, but offline wide to the left of the net.
Good ball, Maggie. Good ball, Maggie.
Live streaming our coverage of girls soccer today.
Good cross, Leanne.
An opportunity, as always, to check out our live streaming action on milfordtv.net or via your mobile device using the live stream app. Milford on the move. And trying for a centering pass was Leanne Kibbe.
Follow.
Now an off-balance attempt, the shot on net, and the save made by Harrington.
Win it.
Not a lot of height for Harrington and net for Stoughton. We do not have heights listed on our roster, but certainly a potential problem for elevated shots on goal. Stoughton now getting set to toss it in from the far side, right around midfield, still in the opening 5 minutes of this girls soccer matchup. It's our first opportunity to see the Lady Hawks in action so far this season. We've had a busy first few weeks of our sports calendar, bringing coverage of the football team as well as boys soccer and girls volleyball, a full slate in the fall season as Stoughton just lets this ball fly from more than 30 yards out, but clearing the net by a wide margin. And Milford will set up for the goal kick. It will be taken by the senior captain on defense for Milford, Nicole Dahlgren. Dahlgren widely regarded as one of the top defensive players in the Hockomock League. Now here's Kristen Franzini using her speed, beats the defender down in the corner, now leaves the ball behind, shoots the pass across field, but no one there other than Sarah Woodrow for Stoughton. And now Milford dumps it back in. Angling her way in is Leanne Kibbe. Little lack of communication on that particular play. A couple of Lady Hawks players going after the ball, and it ended up with Gabby Riley taking the off-balance shot. Goal kick now for the Lady Knights. Stoughton has not led at any part of this 2016 season. Their closest game was their 2-0 defeat at Attleboro. And their head coach, Tara Daniels, really raving about the play of Emma Harrington in net in that game against Attleboro, keeping it close.
Lock her in.
Tara Daniels in her second year as head coach of the Stoughton program. Jay Mastay at the helm for Milford. This is his 4th season as head coach. Milford the toss, it gets past Maggie Boyle. Back into the action now is France. She fights for it. Trying to free up Franzini. She shoots the pass backwards, looking for Ashley Starks, who had her first varsity goal in the tie against Taunton last week. Pass out on the far wing. Kibbe can't control it. The ball goes out, and control will go to Stoughton. Still 32 minutes and 47 seconds on the game clock. Seen a couple of soft shots on net on each side. No major threats for either team through this opening 10 minutes so far. As play comes back out to midfield. An opportunity for Stoughton now. A good head of steam up ahead for Gabriela Diaz. And now Stoughton will have the chance for the toss in deep on their attacking side. The ball deflected out right to Victoria Fallon. She couldn't get a clean shot away. Milford trying for the clear now. A good header from Gabby Riley. Able to clear it back out to midfield, but now Stoughton dumps it back in deep. Takes a good bounce for the Lady Knights. Dahlgren back on defense, and she helps guide that ball out of play. Nice use of the body for Nicole Dahlgren, cutting down an angle to the net. .31:15 on the game clock now as Dahlgren sends the goal kick. It's a low liner, ends up right on the foot of Chinazo Odunze, who scored the goal very late for Stoughton in their 7-1 loss against Mansfield. One of 3 freshmen on the varsity squad for Stoughton, as now this ball races quickly up the far side. It's Franzini there, along with Serena Hutchinson. Now controlled by Starks. And that pass ill-advised. Milford trying to fight for it back. Closing in is Boyle. She sends it in deep, and that was deflected, it looked like, off the hand of Juliana France. France goes up for that one, it deflects backwards. And off of Milford, out of play. As we are past the opening 10 minutes now, still scoreless between Milford and Stoughton, as Stoughton brings in a host of substitutions. Subbing in 3 players. And that time Stoughton can't keep it in. Juliana France, the quick toss, looking for Kristen Franzini. Franzini again battling Serena Hutchinson as that ball is sent out. Still Milford ball. And now that ball deflected, and that is in for the score. As right now Franzini is a little slow to get up. And that will bring the training staff out. Kristen Franzini, last year's goal-scoring leader, looks to be clutching the abdomen as trainer Jonathan Raskow goes out to check on her condition. The clock right now continuing to roll as the goal scores for Milford to give them a 1-0 lead. But an injury situation, we will step aside for the injury timeout. Milford getting the goal to take a 1-0 lead. Back with more next on Milford TV. Getting set to resume action now after the injury timeout. Kristen Franzini scoring 11 minutes into this first half to give Milford a 1-0 lead, but a painful goal for Franzini as she was down for a couple of minutes on the field being attended to by trainer Jonathan Raskow. It looked in the end as if she was favoring the left knee, perhaps. She made her way to the sidelines where now she is walking very gingerly. Stoughton now looking for the equalizer quickly. Milford deflects that ball out on the near sideline. So Milford getting the goal, but concern right now for their star forward. And Stoughton hoping to capitalize on maybe the emotions getting the better of Milford here. That ball up for grabs right in front of the goal mouth. Milford able to guide it away, but couldn't keep it on the field of play, so another toss in for the Lady Knights. And we'll continue to monitor Kristen Franzini's status on the sideline as this one drifts back in deep. The shot attempt taken by Bridget Pearl, but the save made by Caitlin Moore. A clear line to the net for the freshman Bridget Pearl, but Moore there to make the save. Milford playing with a relatively small bench today as you look towards the sideline where Kristen Franzini is being attended to. Right now only 4 players left on the bench for the Lady Hawks. As here's Bridget Pearl again through traffic. She and Rachel LeBlanc getting wrapped up. Both go to the turf, no whistle. The ball ends up on net into the hands of Caitlin Moore. And you can hear right now head coach Tara Daniels for Stoughton praising the play of the freshman Bridget Pearl. Wanting to see more of the same from her other players out there on the field. Again, Milford with the 1-0 lead. Kristen Franzini scoring her 2nd goal of the season, but now on the sideline. And it looks, in fact, to be the right knee that the training staff is working on, trying to get it stretched out. Toss in from Stoughton on the far sideline. They can't keep it in play. Fans on the Milford side a little bit subdued despite the 1-0 lead. Concern in the entire stadium over the well-being of Kristen Franzini. That was Leanne Kibbe, the junior, racing after that ball, but Stoughton able to get there to deflect it out. Milford will control. Tossed in by Madeline Boyle. Couple of touch passes in the near corner for Milford. Stoughton able to send it back out. Dahlgren able to dump it back in. And some hard contact going against Juliana France. Milford gets the whistle in their favor. As again, Coach Daniels awaits the opportunity to send in 3 more subs. She's been cycling out personnel heavily through the early part of this first half. Nicole Dahlgren lined up for the kick. That one just too far out in front. And Emma Harrington was able to make the play on it, sends it back out to midfield. 23-13 on the game clock. The clock did continue to run for about a minute or two after the injury. So closer to 24 minutes remaining in this first half, with Milford leading 1-0. Tim Coet here on the coverage with Milford TV. The Stoughton kick is met initially by Milford. Boyle sends it down. Madeline Boyle sends it down the near sideline, but it ricochets out just in front of the Stoughton bench, and now subs will come in on both sides. And now action ready to resume with the Stoughton toss-in. That one immediately headed out by Madeline Boyle. Boyle in on that play as well, sending it to the center of the field. Stoughton the first to get there. Now the ball up for grabs. Stoughton trying to settle it down. And good work by Maggie Boyle and Gabby Riley. to get that under control. Now this ball sent deep. Maggie Boyle in a full sprint, but she will lose the race. That one ends up back in the hands of Harrington once again. It is a warm, humid afternoon here in Milford. We are officially going to make the transition to fall a little later on this week, but it feels like the middle of summer. Right now, temperatures, as this game progresses, 81 degrees. And played under sunny skies, just very, very light clouds overhead. Good attempt there by Kibbe, almost making the move around the defender. She would have had open field in front. As we are about to reach the unofficial midway point of this first half. Milford still with that 1-0 advantage. Stoughton sending the deep kick downfield, but into the hands of the Milford goalkeeper, Caitlin Moore, is now Kristen Franzini will head on the medical cart back up to the high school. Well, perhaps not. The cart making its way around behind the right end zone. So Milford may be in a situation where they are without the services of their most potent offensive weapon for the remainder of the afternoon. Everyone else having to pick up the slack. Another trio of substitutions for Stoughton as we are under 19 minutes on the game clock. And that whistle going against Stoughton. A busy day of activity around the athletic fields today here in Milford, as you can no doubt see in shots around the field. The cross-country teams winding their way through. As Milford now waits for the toss in deep on their attacking side. Looks to be Milford taking on their Canton counterparts in cross-country. Centering pass attempt from the Lady Hawks. Out in front was Ashley Starks. And now here's Stoughton. They cannot cross midfield. Now Milford sends it back in. Looks like Starks on the move again right along that far sideline. Sends the pass up the middle of the field. The shot on net. And the sprawling save made by Harrington. Looked like Maggie Boyle with the shot. Most likely would have gone wide to the left of the net by about a foot or so. But a good scoring chance for Milford nonetheless. As Stoughton sends it all the way back to the Milford keeper. Milford with a goaltending tandem this year of Caitlin Moore, the junior, and Olivia Marshall, the freshman. It is the junior with the chance to get the start today. LeBlanc now fighting for it. She loses the battle on the move. As Stoughton, they lose control. LeBlanc gets back in the action. And now back out, Juliana France. She stays with it. Can't make the move around Krista Mishenzi. As now Mishenzi takes a hard ricochet up around the neck out of play. Milford continuing to control the ball out of play again, still Milford ball. As we pass under 16 minutes on the game clock, still in the first half. Another toss in for the Hawks. Either side able to keep it in on that near sideline. Juliana France sends the pass in toward Francesca Shippard. Now here's the deep kick over towards the near sideline, and now ricochets back out to midfield. Now Milford pushes back ahead, makes one good move. Right now, both sides with play clogged up in the midfield. Toss in for Stoughton now. The ball sent straight up in the air. Again, this one heading for the sideline. Back and forth we go with toss-ins. This one sent back out towards the middle of the field. This allows Nicole Dahlgren to boot it back down in the Milford attacking side. Stoughton waits for it to make its way out, and now the toss-in for Serena Hutchinson, excuse me.
Abby.
.13:40 on the game clock. For Milford, they're in search of their second win on the season. Stoughton looking to break an early 3-game losing streak. And again, right now, both teams struggling to find a way to escape midfield. Off the foot of Milford, that goes out. Looked to be off of Shippard. And LeBlanc now will guide that one out of play. She had Amelia Cochran streaking towards net. So the deep toss in for the Knights with 12.5 minutes on the game clock. This one bounces straight out. Stoughton unable to get a shot clear on net. They still control just at the edge of the box. Now it's Milford's Hannah Martin able to send it back to midfield. Good job by Martin getting that out of some big time danger. This has been about the most time that Stoughton has spent on their attacking side so far in this first half. Milford trying to put a stop to it. As Sienna Pierce can't quite push it forward. Gets another chance, gets the pass away to Juliana France. Now here's Hannah Martin in the foot race, now down into the corner. And that is out off of Milford. Oh, we might see a corner kick opportunity there, but instead the goal kick coming up for Stoughton with 11:15 on the game clock for the first half. Still 1-0 Milford off of the goal 11 minutes in by Kristen Franzini. Franzini out with an injury. She has left the field for now. We'll see if she returns perhaps in the second half. As this whistle is going to go against the Hawks. We've still got a busy week ahead in Milford High School athletics. On Wednesday of this week, we will be covering a big girls volleyball showdown in the Milford gym between the Lady Hawks and the Canton Lady Bulldogs. That game will be for first place, sole possession of first place in the Davenport Division standings. And then we will close out the week here at the football field on Friday night for coverage of the football team taking on Canton. Milford looking to build off of a statement 35-7 victory against Franklin here at home last Friday. So all that coming up this week on Milford TV. Under 10 minutes on the game clock now for the half. Kick coming up for Stoughton, taken by Hutchinson. Over the leap of Juliana France. LeBlanc able to push it back out to midfield. Now has it back on her foot. Pushes it forward to Boyle. Boyle will send it down toward the far corner. Kibbe is there. Kibbe moves around one defender, looking to send the pass ahead to Hannah Martin. A little offline, and Harrington was able to scoop it. Milford dumping it down into the corner. That's just going to make it past the goal line. Harrington out to make sure it did.
Thank you. Ellie! Bridge!
Don't make it quit till halftime.
Substitutions continuing to come 3 at a time on the Stoughton side.
Yeah, I can make it out.
As Kristen Franzini has now returned to the sideline. She still looks like she's moving a little gingerly on that right knee. Milford pushing the pace up the near side. Gabby Riley able to keep it in. Riley moving it up to Boyle. Boyle all alone. Centering pass ahead and just unable to finish is Hannah Martin. She had a clean look. That was terrific movement ahead. Maggie Boyle, the pass right on the money, but Martin sends it wide to the left, and the score will remain 1-0. What a great opportunity for Milford. They cannot cash in. Just over 7 minutes remain on the game clock as Milford tries to stay right on the attack here. Stoughton's toss in met by Morrison, but she could not keep it in play. Here's LeBlanc now. She calmly moves it back to Dahlgren. Juliana France now finds an open receiver. And now the ball deflected back out. Stoughton trying to take command. Boyle back to LeBlanc. Dahlgren surveys her options, pushes it over to the far side. Madeline Boyle now sending it all the way down the length of the field. Who will get there first? And it will stay Milford ball. Quickly back to Martin. .5:44 on the game clock. And the kickoff, the foot of Madeline Boyle, ends up out of play for the goal kick for Stoughton. Milford continuing to lead 1-0. Could easily be 2-0. A near miss by Hannah Martin just moments ago. And now both sides looking for some space along that far sideline as we are under 5 minutes to play. Sienna Pierce waiting to check back in for Milford as Franzini now doing some sprints up and down on the track. Looking like we may indeed see the senior captain return at some point in the second half. She has been out since the 11th minute when she scored the goal. That is the difference on the scoreboard right now. Ticking down to 4 minutes to play. Milford has kept the ball on this side of the field for now an extended period of time. Stoughton an opportunity now to toss in. Maggie Boyle deflects it out. Coming down to 3.5 minutes on the game clock. Time running out here in the first half. As now Coach Daniels on the Stoughton side imploring her team to pick up the pace. Wanting to see her team find a way to come up with the equalizer here in these final stages. Stoughton controls here. That was Odunze, the freshman, loses her footing. As now Dahlgren will toss it ahead. The kick coming up for the Lady Knights.
Here we go,
Right into Dahlgren. She couldn't clear it out, but the shot wide to the left of the Milford net. And the end result, a goal kick. A bit of a scare that time for the Lady Hawks. Dahlgren sends it softly out to the far wing. As we are now under 2 minutes on the game clock. Again, as we mentioned, a couple of minutes ticking off the clock during the injury earlier in the half, so we may be closer to 3.5 or 4 minutes of play remaining. But we will wait for the signal from down on the field. Milford pushing it ahead, looking to extend the lead. Sienna Pierce, can she get there in time? No, she can't. And now Coach Maste wanting his team to get back deep. That one over LeBlanc's head. Dahlgren is there. She pops it straight up. That goes out of play. Down to seconds remaining. Stoughton on the move. And nicely played by Milford. Juliana France. Back up the middle. Stoughton able to get to it. Now Milford setting up for perhaps one last goal scoring chance.
There we go, nice, less than two.
Kibbe tosses it in, looking for France. She can't settle it down. Now here's Maggie Boyle. Back out to midfield. Dahlgren keeps it going. And there is the whistle. That is the end of the first half. Milford trying to push it ahead for one more scoring chance, but they run out of time, so we will head into halftime with Milford up on Stoughton 1-0. The lone goal in the half, again scored by Kristen Franzini, her second of the season, that came in the 11th minute. And check that, and we'll have some more time. Looks like we had the signal towards midfield from the official, but instead, a couple of more seconds to go. Jumping the gun here.
Play the whistle.
There's Dahlgren again. Boyle trying to pick that. Across the field now, Boyle can't keep it in. And there is the official signal. So a couple of extra seconds in the end, but the end result the same, a 1-0 lead for Milford. And now we will indeed head into halftime. And we will be anxious to see if Kristen Franzini will be able to retake the field for the second half. Again, Milford with a 1-0 lead on Stoughton. We'll be back with second half action right after this. Stay tuned to coverage of Milford Scarlet Hawks Athletics here on Milford TV. Welcome back to coverage of Scarlet Hawks Athletics on Milford TV. We are set to begin the second half of this Davenport Division clash between Milford and Stoughton. The Lady Hawks with a 1-0 lead and an excellent sight for the Milford fans, as Kristen Franzini has indeed returned to the field to start the second half. Milford now attacking from left to right across your television screens for the second half, or your mobile device screen if you are streaming the game live today. This ball sent back deep, and a chance for Milford. Did that cross the goal line? And they will say no goal. Gabby Riley there, she tried to pop it over the outstretched hands of Harrington. That looked like it crossed the goal line from up above the press box. But no goal awarded. Harrington able to get the hands on it, but then coming down to the ground. Somehow, at least in the eyes of the officials, she managed to keep that ball from crossing the goal line, so a very close call. Milford looking to immediately extend the lead in the opening seconds of this half. Now it's the freshman Ashley Starks taking it upfield. Good feet ahead. Now looking for Franzini. The defense closing in just in time for Stoughton, as Franzini has two defenders draped around her, sends the pass back. Now Stoughton able to get the partial clear. Milford moving up to keep it in. And now Stoughton up the near sideline. Sending it on, looking for Odunze. Now she has some space. Hesitates, her shot over the net and out of play. Freshman Chinazo Odunze trying for the score. So interesting opportunities presenting themselves on both sides through the first 2 minutes of this half. But still a 1-0 Milford lead. We'll start to get you updated on what the Davenport Division standings look like as we get into the later stages of September. Still early on in this fall sports season. Stoughton keeping it on the attack. Now a good move by Leanne Kibbe. Milford getting their personnel situated. Now this ball sent far out of play. That one nearly making it all the way inside the press box. That's keeping the fans alert. .36:29 on the game clock as we are now into the second half. Tim Coet once again bringing you the call on Milford TV, our continuing coverage of Milford High School athletics. Contact between Odunze and Juliana France, freshman on freshman, no whistle. That one out of play, glancing off the hit of Leanne Kibbe, allowing Stoughton the toss in. There's Kibbe again. So taking a look at those Davenport Division standings now, it is North Attleboro, the newcomers to the Davenport, who right now have the slight advantage. They have a 2-1 record in league play, 2-1 overall on the season as well. Sharon right now also tied for first place. They are 2-2 overall. Then it is Canton, Milford in fourth place, Foxborough and Stoughton tied right now for fifth. The Sharon Eagles right now with an impressive offensive display through the early part of the season. They have 11 goals scored through their first 4 games. That's tops in the Davenport, but some potent offensive attacks over in the Kelly Rex division. Oliver Ames with 20 goals scored on the season. The former Davenport division team. Mansfield with 18 goals scored. And King Philip with 10 goals so far on the season. So a lot of powerful girls soccer programs up and down this Hockomock League. Milford now with their goal in the first half with 4 goals scored overall on the season. They have allowed 9 total. As Nicole Dahlgren will send the goal kick downfield. One dies right around the 40. Juliana France moving it ahead for Franzini. Franzini passes it ahead to Boyle, just about one step too far out in front. Trying for the leading pass to hit Boyle in stride. It was just a bit out in front. And now here's the Milford defense on their horse. The ball deflected out, and it will be, this will just stay in play as it turns out. Stoughton waiting for it, letting it trickle down that far sideline and out of play. We've not seen a corner kick for either side yet in this game. And now a hard takedown. And they are going to call it against Milford. Stoughton looked to be the aggressor there. The Milford fans in attendance certainly agreed. Victoria Fallon, it seemed like, made the move for Stoughton, but they will have the free kick here taken by Sabrina Hutchinson. Caitlin Moore making sure that that one stayed wide of the net. Eight minutes into the second half. We saw a prime goal-scoring opportunity for Gabby Riley less than 60 seconds into this half. Again, it was a bit of a controversial decision. Milford has not gotten the benefit of many calls so far today, as now here's Leanne Kibbe on the move, and a good play by Sarah Widrow on defense for Stoughton, deflecting that one out. And so now we will see our first corner kick. It will be for the Lady Hawks from the near corner. Maggie Boyle will take it. This one past the goal mouth. Nicole Dahlgren the first to get to it. Leaves it behind, now sends it back towards the center of the field.
Keep it in, Christina!
Partial clear for Stoughton. Now Milford pushes it back up. Arcing shot just wide to the right of the net. That looked to be the freshman Juliana France. We had an opportunity to do a preview of this girls team before the start of the season that aired on the Milford Informer. And Coach Maste really with high praise for this team overall. He said that this is easily the most talented team that he has had now in his 4 years with the program. As that ball takes a high bounce back to the netminder for Milford, Caitlin Moore. And the good news for Milford fans is a lot of that talent is down in the underclassmen ranks. And right now with 6 freshmen on the varsity team, if these players continue to develop this year, the future is certainly going to be bright, but Milford hoping that the present also provides a good playoff run for this team. They did make it into the postseason last year. They ended up losing in the preliminary round to Silver Lake by a final score of 4-0, just sneaking in to the Division I South playoffs. They were the number 18 seed out of 19 teams in the D1 South bracket. And again, matched up with Silver Lake, who eliminated them from the playoffs. So Silver Lake proved to be quite a nemesis for Milford teams last year, with Silver Lake ending the playoff hopes of both this girls soccer team and of course the girls softball team. .48:41 on the game clock. And as we mentioned, Stoughton has been trying to get their girls soccer program going back in a positive direction now for the last few seasons. In 2014, a real struggle for Stoughton. They ended the season with an overall record of 2-15-1. They went winless in league play, going 0-15-1 in the Hockomock. A little bit better in 2015. They finished the season with an overall record of 4-14. They finished 2-14 in league play. That was the first year for head coach Tara Daniels. It's so difficult to compete in this Hockomock League. In girls soccer, it just feels like the likes of North Attleboro, Oliver Ames, King Philip, Mansfield, always rebuilding. Franklin, always with a deep talent pool, always with good talented squads. Coach Mastey talking about his hopes and his expectations for this team this season. He expects the team to make it into the playoffs. He would like to see the team secure a playoff spot a little earlier on in the season this year than they did last year, and perhaps even have the opportunity to host a playoff game. Milford deflecting that ball out of play as Stoughton now trying to find a way to even this game up. Milford has had a couple of different opportunities to extend their lead, and one way or another they have not been able to find that second goal. Again, it was the near miss in the first half by Hannah Martin, and then Gabby Riley nearly scoring. Looked like the ball may have, in fact, crossed the goal line. It'll be interesting to take a look at the footage after the fact, as now this ball right on the foot of Kristen Franzini. She sends it wide. Now Milford tries to head it in, and they do. Milford staying with the play. And there, finally, they are rewarded with the second goal of this contest. And that, I believe, was Juliana France, number 6, who was able to head it in. And so with 25-25 on the game clock, Milford is able to take a 2-0 lead.
So far away on little numbers.
And now Stoughton pushing this one back into the box on the Milford defensive side, but Moore was there to wrangle it. And now the defense missing initially for Stoughton, but the ball deflects back into their attacking side. It was Franzini who looked to have the prime chance on that last possession, but her shot went wide. The ball stayed alive, and a good heads-up play. Again, it was through a crowd, but it looked like it was the freshman Juliana France. Giving Milford a 2-0 lead now, as we have a little over 24 minutes left in the second half. So a couple of prime scoring plays that Milford couldn't cash in on, and then it was a play that looked like it was a misfire, and the ball just stayed in play. And the second effort proves to be the difference maker, netting the second goal. As now this is sent in deep. Hannah Martin just back into the game. Couldn't control it. Now Franzini plays it on the far side. She keeps it alive, protecting the ball now. And that pass ends up right on the foot of Victoria Fallon for Stoughton. Sent back in now. Boyle the first to get to it. Sends a good hard pass. It stays on sides for Ashley Starks. Starks keeps it in play.
1-2, 1-2.
Now passes it back to Boyle. And this ball deflects out right to Sienna Pierce, waiting to check back into the game. Good action now on the offensive side for Milford. That second goal now really looks like it's been a confidence boost.
Guys, gotta move. Over me.
I'm sorry, Coach. Who came off? I thought 6 was coming off. Okay, all right. I was watching 6. I didn't see it. Nice.
And a
Why
little
do you get to be such a good coach?
lack of communication there, or I should say the officials and Coach Mastey not quite on the same page, it looked like. There was some confusion about Milford's substitution, but everything on the up and up as play continues. Here's Franzini. High looping pass back out to the middle of the field. Milford keeping it alive, and now Stoughton pushing it out of play. That will set up the corner kick now from the far side. Madeline Boyle heading over. We had Maggie Boyle send in the first corner kick Milford had earlier in the half. Now it is Madeline Boyle, the freshman. And this one deflected down, pinballing back and forth, and now it's in. And hard to tell through the crowd who ended up with the goal, but in for Milford's third. And now the official with his arm outstretched. Coach Mastey in disbelief, so they are going to say no goal. And so that is the second goal wiped off the board for Milford in this game. They lead it 2-0. It could very easily be 4-0. And really just hard to believe what the call was there. Coach Mastey clearly was confounded. So we play on at 2-0. Milford at this point unsure just what they have to do to extend this lead. Still got more than 20 minutes of this second half to go. Goal kick coming up for the Knights. That contact allowed to take place, no whistle. Half-hearted shot attempt goes well wide for Milford, setting up another Stoughton goal kick. Milford taking on Stoughton today. Their next match will come on the road on the 24th. That's this coming Saturday. Taking on Canton on the road. That is a night game scheduled for 7 o'clock. As Stoughton's Hannah Morgan trying to make the move around Nicole Dahlgren. Back up ahead for Pierce. Pierce ahead to Martin. Now it's Dahlgren again, looking over towards Christina Ciccarelli. As substitutions come in, and The Milford subs take the field. The official keeping the Stoughton subs on the sideline for now. (18:11) shows the game clock now. Milford with single goals in each half so far, at least that have remained on the scoreboard. Franzini and France teaming up. They were the goal scorers in Milford's season opening win against Hopedale. As this ball rolls free past midfield. Stoughton able to get to it first. But they deflect it out. Now here's Milford into Hannah Martin. (17-on-17) as Martin works against Serena Hutchinson. Pierce now taking the hard fall as that ball goes out. Goal kick for Stoughton. Emma Harrington, the junior goalkeeper, sends the kick away. It's been an adventurous afternoon for Harrington. So far allowing just 2 goals. Milford tosses it in. Francesca Shepard plays it ahead, and aggressively coming out that time was Harrington. Sends the kick back, but Milford keeps it in the attacking side. Kibbe plays it ahead, looking for Franzini. Franzini, a pass to the wide open Madeline Boyle. Boyle stays with it, now loses it. And that ball deflects off of Isabel Solom. Stays Milford ball. And now this ball sent in, trying for the redirect for Franzini. She just could not pop it over the head of Harrington. Now this ball back. Dahlgren calmly plays it off to the side. Dahlgren very under control at all times out there. Nicole Dahlgren, a multi-sport star for Milford. She will also be representing the Scarlet Hawks girls basketball team in the winter. There should be pretty high expectations for that basketball team, but still a long ways until we get to winter sports, only a couple of weeks deep into this fall season. Milford looking to break it out. And that pass too far out in front for Leanne Kibbe. As the game clock moves under 14.5 minutes to go in the game. Here's Kibbe again, along with Kristen Franzini. Franzini's been out there for this entire second half, so moving well again after suffering a right knee injury early on in the first half after scoring a goal. Four substitutions come in on the Stoughton side, and you could even hear from the sideline as the girls came on saying to themselves, bring energy. So Coach Daniels trying to inject a little life back into the Stoughton team. They're down by 2 with a little over 13.5 minutes to play. Looking at the offense overall on the season for Milford, Juliana France and Kristen Franzini now each with 2 goals on the year. Freshman Ashley Starks with a single goal. She also has an assist. Maggie Boyle also coming into the game with an assist. A kick for Hutchinson, met initially by Leanne Kibbe, but it pops past her now in deep for Stoughton. Good movement that time, but stepping into the play was Starks. And now she moves ahead, and that looked to be an elbow stuck out by Gabriela Diaz as Starks came in. And you can see now Diaz getting a bit of a warning from the official as Milford will get the free kick. Some hard physical play coming late in the second half. Dahlgren sends the kick away towards Franzini. But Harrington slides out to make the stop. Franzini and Dahlgren, the 2 captains for this Milford team, really complementing each other well. Talking to them prior to the start of the season, saying they've played together for a long time. They seem to always know what the other is thinking. We saw that a lot last season on the offensive side of the field between Franzini and Katie Brown, the 2 strikers. Katie Brown, the senior star on this team from a year ago. As this ball is up ahead, Gabby Riley trying to track it down. She's met again by Gabriela Diaz, who seems like she does not shy away from hard physical contact. Stoughton trying to feed this one ahead, but good play out of the Milford defense. They're a little over 10 minutes away from their 2nd win of the season. The defense just looking to lock down to close this game out. Harrington, a high kick back out to midfield. Starks gets there. Now a soft pass ahead to Franzini. She sees Madeline Boyle up the near sideline. Boyle takes the shot from long range. Harrington makes the save. And now this ball up ahead. Dahlgren again cuts down the angle, pops it over to the far side, and it bounces out. Leading to the Stoughton toss in with 9.5 minutes on the game clock. Milford 2 and Stoughton 0. There's Dahlgren again. She clears it out to midfield. That popped over the head of Gabby Riley. And now this whistle going against Milford. Caitlin Moore has not been tested much in the second half. As this kick bounces in, it gets past Moore, but it ends up wide of the net. And they award Stoughton the corner kick. Another curious call. This will come in from the near side. On a line, in and out of the hands of Moore. This bounces out to Franzini, and Franzini will just send it booming back down towards the middle of the field. Caitlin Moore able to get to it initially. It eluded her grasp and almost ended up with a juicy rebound chance for Stoughton. Near breakaway chance for Ashley Starks. Just over 7.5 minutes to go.
Am I good to go, sir?
Yep, all right.
Milford with a 2-0 lead. They have not gotten much in the way of help from the officials today. It seems like every time the whistle is blown, it has an adverse Milford effect. Not this time. Here's Dahlgren. And timing the jump well was Harrington. Again, we talked about it. Not the tallest of goalkeepers, but she was able to time the jump well to keep that one from going over her head. Now this shot deflected away. That was Emerson Sprague who prevented that one from getting on net. Coming down to 6 minutes on the game clock. Milford right now in control. We'll see if Stoughton looks to take some chances here late. Milford hoping for their first league win of the season. They nearly had a win over Taunton in their previous game. That was back on September 15th. Ashley Starks scoring a goal in that one to give Milford a 1-0 lead that they carried into the final minute of play before Rihanna Winslow was able to score the tying goal right before time expired. And that led to the 1-1 draw. That did at least break the 2-game losing skid for Milford. Now looking to get back on the winning track. And they are about 5 minutes away from doing that if they can keep the score here. And for Stoughton, Coach Daniels, no doubt happy with the defensive effort overall for her team after seeing some very lopsided scores early on in the season. It's been just a 2-goal game, although depending on your vantage point, it could have been a couple of more goals on the Milford side earlier in this one. Nicole Dahlgren once again lining up for the goal kick. Low liner just past Maggie Boyle. Franzini can't get past the double team. And the whistle against Milford. A couple of Stoughton fans in the stands rooting on a late rally. Hannah Martin and Leanne Kibbe waiting to check back in for Milford. Game clock under 3.5 minutes. Emerson Sprague ready to send the kick in. Deflected back out to the edge of the box. Now right in front of the goal and popped over and out of play. That looked like it might have been off of Serena Hutchinson. A close call. Milford escapes it. Coach Maste on the sideline, not wanting to see his team get too passive here. They want to protect the 2-0 lead, but they don't want to get lulled to sleep. Still about 2.5 minutes to go. Milford the toss in on the near sideline. A little bit of space for Gabby Riley. Takes her time, waiting for Maggie Boyle. But now the ball deflected back out to midfield. And 2 minutes now to go on the game clock. And on the doorstep, but Milford could not settle it. That was Leanne Kibbe. Just about 90 seconds left to go. Madeline Boyle trying to send that one on net with the header. Maggie Boyle sending it to the far side of the field, but out of the reach of Juliana France. A lot of the freshmen having good, solid games today. Juliana France, Madeline Boyle, and Ashley Starks among them with some nice work. There's Maggie Boyle, the junior. Breaks that up at midfield. Now this ball pushed ahead. Too far ahead for Riley. But Maggie Boyle heading it back into the attacking side. Away from the play. The fans reacting to some physical play between the two sides. Milford closing in on victory, just finishing out these last few seconds. Sent down deep by Madeline Boyle. Ricochets right back. She'll play it ahead once again. A high deflection. Both sides going at it hard. And a collision there. And it looks like the yellow card issued to Gabby Riley right here at the end. So she'll head to the sideline. Stoughton sends it in, but Milford is there. Here's France. Sends it slow on ahead, giving time. As play is moved up the far sideline as the final whistle is sounded. And Milford closes out this game strong. They get the yellow card with just a few seconds left. But Stoughton really did not have much in the way of offensive opportunities today. Milford, on the other hand, getting goals in the first half. A goal from Kristen Franzini. In the second half, a goal from Juliana France. A couple of other opportunities in there that could have been in the mix, but in the end, a 2-0 victory, a solid effort for Milford from beginning to end today. They defeat Stoughton, and they do get their first victory in league play on the season. And now overall on the year, they improve to 2-2-1. They improve to 1-2-1 in league play, and for Stoughton, they drop overall on the season to 0-4-0. So a successful day for the Lady Hawks. And a thank you to our crew on hand for the game this afternoon, our technical director, Rob O'Keefe, and our camera operators, Malcolm Zale and Daniel Harlow. I am Tim Coette. That final score, one final time, Milford over Stoughton by a final score of 2-0. This has been a presentation of Milford High School Athletics here on Milford TV. So long, everybody.